Let's go back a little bit to the summer, man. An amazing fight in July, your first UFC win, Fight of the Night honors. Just talk about that night, that feeling, and what it meant to you.
Man, the guy, he kind of went out the weigh-ins. He decided he wanted to touch my face, instead of just putting your hands up. He wanted to touch my face, kind of pissed me off a little bit at the weigh-ins. And then once he gets in the cage, wants to stop in front of me like I'm supposed to back down, get scared of him. Pissed me off again. So during the fight, I was a little heated. Went out there, talked a lot of crap, and wound up getting the win. And I put it on him. And then, Joe Rogan raising my hand, talking good to me, talking good about me, man, that was the best feeling in the world. I wish Joe Rogan was here, but I don't think he's gonna be. But at the same time, though, it doesn't matter. As long as I go out there and get my hand raised, that's fine. It was probably the best feeling in the world next to having my kids. I couldn't explain it. It was pretty freaking amazing.
Very cool. And it's funny because afterwards, the fight was so memorable because of the trash talk and how exciting it was. But it's funny because afterwards I heard you say that that was the first time you'd ever really done that in a fight. Now, you do it in training sometimes,
yeah,
but you've never
man.
done that fight. So I'm curious, do you want to be known as that guy, or do you feel like that was a one-time thing?
I don't know, man. I honestly couldn't tell you. It felt right. I had a lot of fun, and I felt at home, being able to talk crap like that, because in the gym it's every day, all day. That's how I have my fun. That's how I get through the day at the gym. Because training as much as us fighters do, sometimes it gets old. And I go up there and I treat it like I'm at work. You work at the shipyards, you work building houses, whatever. You talk shit to get through the day. And the same thing I did at the gym, same thing I always do at the gym. And in that last fight, it worked for me. It felt good. I got inside his head, so I don't see why I wouldn't. I might not be every fight, but at the right moment, the right time in the fight, if I'm feeling it, you best believe I'm going to talk some shit. I'm going to get inside his head. I'm telling me he hits like a bitch. Ask him, is that all he got? Stuff like that. It's going to happen.
I like it. You mentioned working. I know you were working as a pipe fitter, right? Are you still doing that?
I know, man. Since that bonus, I haven't had to work, man. I bought me a house, bought me a truck. And I'm in the process of buying a house, got me a nice truck, got my life started, got it on track, made sure that I kept enough money in the bank to pay the bills and still be able to train every day. So since my last fight, until I got the call for this one, I was still in the gym probably 3 days a week. As soon as I get the call for probably the last 8 weeks, before I ever got to sign the contract, I got in the gym every day, at least 4 or 5, 6 days a week. Some weeks a little more than others, but once it really started getting down to the wire, real close to the fight, I've been in the gym 6 days a week. Work's been the last thing on my mind. So
it really was a life-changing bonus for you then.
Yeah, man. As long as I keep winning, I can stay out of work, stay doing what I love to do, and that's the plan. I don't plan to go out here and be the guy walking away with his head down. I plan on walking away with my hand raised and some more money in my bank account. And I'm here to win fights, climb that ladder, and collect them bonuses. That's it.
Did you have to change your phone number?
No, man. I did have a couple crazies, reaching out. Hey, man, is this that guy from the interview? I was like, what are you talking about? Do you fight in the UFC? Nah, man, I think you got the wrong guy. Yeah, man. I couldn't just tell him, yeah, man, that's me, because you got some crazies out there who's gonna blow the phone up, and it didn't bother me, but I just I wanted everybody to know that I'm serious. Sean Shelby, you still got that number, baby. Give me a call anytime you get ready. Anytime you get ready, give me a call. I don't care if it's 2 days notice. I don't care if it's 2 weeks notice. I don't care if I got a full training camp. You call me, I'm ready to go.
That's awesome, man. Well, you accepted the challenge to come here, Australia.
Oh, yeah.
Long trip, first time out of the country. But you said you took some steps to get used to it. You went over to Thailand, did some training over there, and that's kind of set you up for this, time change and everything.
Yeah, man. They called me probably 8 weeks out or a little more, and asked me if I wanted to fight Daniel Hooker. The day they called me, the minute they called me, I told them yes. I never looked at Daniel Hooker's tape, never tried to figure out who he was, none of that. They called me, they gave me a name, and I was ready to fight whoever. They asked me if I wanted to fight him. I said yes. I went and watched his tapes, and I started training for him. And still 2-3 weeks went by before he ever took the fight, but I was already training for him. Well, then, you know, I find out, you know, 3 weeks or a month out from the fight that their time zone's 16 hours different than back home. And I'm like, oh shit, you know, if I don't get there early, then I might be jet lagged still during the fight, and I don't want that. So we had a guy come down, his name's Eric Ersk, best wrestling coach I've ever seen in my life. He come down to our gym, trained a few days, taught a seminar, and he worked with me a good little bit while I was there. And he's the head wrestling coach at Phuket Top Team out there in Thailand. Well, he tells me, hey man, you ought to come out to Thailand a couple weeks before your fight. I was like, hell yeah, I'll check on plane tickets, see how much it is. If I can swing it, I'll be there. Check on plane tickets, a one-way plane ticket ain't but $600. And then UFC's gonna fly me the rest of the way. I got to go out there thanks to Boyd Clark. He let me train at his gym for free. So thank you, Boyd Clark, Phuket Top Team. Thank you, Eric Ersk. Went out there, trained hard, got acclimated, and now I'm here in Australia. Haven't felt the effects of the plane ride from Thailand whatsoever. And my body's in good shape, my mind's in good shape. I'm ready to go out here and kill this guy.
Very cool. Tell me what you think about Daniel Hooker, because I know a lot of people are looking at you two guys and thinking two young guys, action-packed, could be fight of the night type performance. What do you think?
I think he's real tough. I think he's good and technical, especially on the outside. But I think he's way too cocky. You know, he's sitting here. I've seen a couple of videos where he thinks he's fixing to walk through me. He thinks he's fixing to have an easy night. He's gonna touch me. He's not gonna get touched. He's gonna stop every takedown. Man, I'll put it like this. If he doesn't get taken down, it's because I don't try to take him down. If he thinks he's not gonna get touched, he's got another thing coming, because I promise you I'm gonna touch him. And he thinks he's gonna go out here and tap me, run away, tap me, run away. But it's hard to run away from a man who's right there in your face that you can't get away from. Run from me if you want to. It's just going to make you look worse on the scorecards, buddy. It's going to make me look like the man who's controlling the ring. Run all night. That's going to help me win. You know, I'm going to stay in your face. I'm going to hit you. You run away. All it's going to do is make you look like a coward. Going to make me look like I'm an animal in there, chasing you around, stalking you down, beating you up the whole fight. And, you know, yeah, of course, he's got the chance of winning just like any other man. He's got a 50-50 chance just like I do. But there's no chance in hell that he's going to have an easy night.
So when you play this thing out in your head, I know you see you getting your hand raised. Is this another fight of the night type war, or is this a more dominant performance?
I could see it being a fight of the night war, because Dan Hooker, I got to give him all the credit in the world. The man's got heart. He's got a tough chin. He's tough as nails, and he comes to fight. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going to be an easy night for me, because I'm smarter than that. I'm not going to underestimate anybody. I made that mistake in the past, got my first loss. You know, a guy named Michael Roberts, it was my 8th professional fight. I was 7-0, going to be an easy night for me. So I go out there, I underestimate the guy, didn't train hard, and thought it was going to be easy. Well, I beat him the first round. Second and third round, he comes out and he whips my ass. So that taught me don't ever underestimate another man in this world. And I'll never underestimate anybody. You know, I'll tell you now, Daniel Hooker's good. He's going to be tough. He's going to be a hard fight for me, but I'm going to be a hard fight for him. I'm tough as nails. He's not going to have an easy night. So yeah, man, either we're going to get fight of the night, or I'm going to get a bonus because I submitted him or I knocked him out. I see us, either one of 3 things can happen. We can get fight of the night together, or I can knock him out and get knockout of the night, or I can submit him and I can get submission of the night. One of them 3 things are going to happen. He's not going to knock me out. He's not going to submit me. We might wind up getting fight of the night together as, you know, a decision. That's the best outcome for him.
After your last fight, I heard a couple people refer to you as Hick Diaz. You okay with that?
Yeah, man. It doesn't really bother me. You know, I'm my own man. I'm not Nate Diaz or Nick Diaz. I'm not Cowboy Cerrone. You know, I've heard a few people say that I'm a baby cowboy. I'm, you know, Hick Diaz. If Cowboy and Diaz brothers had a baby, it's going to be Jason Knight, you know, stuff like that. But I'm Jason Knight, you know. You sit here and you watch me long enough, you're going to wind up forgetting about them boys. You know, they're going to be a thing of the past. It's going to be Jason Knight, the kid all the way, baby.